If you're using Close CRM right now, there is a 98% chance you're not doing what we're going to cover in this video. And if you implement my top 5 workflows, not only are you going to be putting more touch points on leads faster, you're going to see more appointments booked, and you're ultimately going to see more deals and more revenue coming across the line for your business. But first, my name is Sam Queen. I'm with the Close Doctor team, and I help online service-based businesses, probably like yourself, implement what I call systems-based selling strategies, the strategies that we're going to talk about in this video today. So if you're looking for a sales operator like me or someone on my amazing team to sit within your business to prevent these leads from slipping through the cracks, then I'll leave a link down in the description to book a call with me. And because we make Close CRM content on this channel that doesn't suck, don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below as well. Now let's get into the video. So how do I know that 98% of you probably aren't doing this? Well, I'm fortunate enough, because I say book a call with me on the link down below, to speak with about 20 of you every single week. And when I audit close accounts, I typically go about auditing them in the same exact way. And that is, I add a column of created and I add a column of latest communication date. Now, right now I'm inside of a brand new client's account. I just signed this client up to work with us last week. We haven't even done our onboarding yet. And what I initially pointed out to them was, look at all these leads that are getting created, all these leads created today, all these leads created yesterday. And this latest communication date column has nothing in it, which means these leads don't have a touch point yet. These leads have existed in the system for however long, and they don't have a touch point. They don't have a call. They don't have a text message. They don't have an email. They don't have anything. And even if we scroll down, we'll see that we find a stretch of leads down here where there's no communication. As we go further and further, we can tell that, okay, now all of our leads are finally getting a touch point on, but we have to go back quite far. And we know speed to lead is important. Now let's check out one of our client accounts that we've worked with now for a couple months that we've built up. And we can see that this latest communication date column has a touch point in every single row, in every single cell. That's because we know 100% of the leads that are coming into this account are enrolled into a workflow of some sorts. And we also know that the team is trained very well on how to actually use the account. So that's how you figure out the gaps in your process, how to audit your process right out of the start as soon as leads are created, to see, are we putting touch points on as soon as possible? Which leads me to my number one workflow that I believe you should have in your account. And that is a workflow for your opt-ins or your top of funnel activity. For me, I've got a lead scoring guide. I've got a dashboard guide. I've got people that opt in for a newsletter. I have a couple other additional lead captures, but let's pretend you run a case study or a free training or a VSL funnel, and we want to do opt-ins, didn't book. And that's what we're going to call this, didn't book a call, because I'm going to show you a neat way to enroll a lead into this workflow if they didn't book a call. Because if they book a call, we're going to roll them into what will probably be another workflow. So when you come into your workflow builder, you have your view goal up here, incoming email, incoming SMS, incoming call. I don't change anything about that. I may change something about my communication schedule though, and that is that I'll let text messages go out over the weekends if someone books a call with me or opts in for my stuff over the weekends. I'll leave my trigger as manual because I'm actually going to show you guys in this video, if you stick to the end, how to use Zapier to auto enroll these leads into workflows. And we're going to add a step. And the first step I personally always add is the text messages, because I don't want to rely or wait on my sales team to get off their call or get on their computer or they're away from their computer to make that first touch point. So I love to make my first touch point a text message, and I can go into my SMS templates and I can look for a template. Let's do our dashboard lead SMS number 1, which says, hey, contact first name, Sam here with Close Doctor. Saw you ask for a custom dashboard. How do you currently track your metrics? Reply stop to opt out at any time. Now, this is a lead capture. Like I said, this could be a VSL. Let's pretend maybe this text message says, hey, contact first name, Sam here with Close Doctor. Saw you opted in for our free training. Curious, are you an active real estate investor, or are you looking to just get started? So you have a real estate education business. I always use my TCPA compliant language on my first text message because I'm trying to follow the rules. I don't love that I have to do that, but it doesn't really get in the way of anything. The big thing about the copy that you're going to be using is going to be the difference in sales copy versus marketing copy. In your sales copy, you just want a conversation to take place because conversions happen in conversations. So all I'm trying to get here by asking, how do you currently track your metrics, is a response, is a reply. reply. I'm trying to achieve this goal of getting an incoming message and starting conversation, because from that point, the guard is down a little bit and your barrier to having that conversation is much, much lower. So a question of how do you currently track your metrics makes a ton of sense if someone just opted in for a free dashboard template of mine. By the way, if you're looking for a free dashboard template for setters, for closers, they fill out one end-of-day report every single day, and it looks like this dashboard on your screen. I spent a few $1,000s working with a team to actually get it created, so I can give it away to you for free. Link down in the description if you would like to grab it. So now that I've done an SMS step, I can add a call step. So let's go in here and add call. Now it's going to give me the option to make this call a required call or an optional call. Now here's the thing. If you're tapped for resources and we can't build that good of a process, which you can build that good of a process if you subscribe to this channel, then you don't want to rely on waiting for your sales team to make that phone call for the next message to send out. We can actually throw it over to optional here, and we can go down to wait 1 day. And what this is going to do is allow 1 day to go by for this lead to be enrolled into the next step of the workflow if a call isn't made. Now, if a call is made, it'll go on to the next step immediately. So this has a delay of 1 day and allow 1 day. So let's go delay 0 days. No delay at all. We'll just hit the trash can button, which means this text is going to go out and it's going to allow us to immediately call optional 1 day. If 1 day goes by without me calling, it'll enroll them into the next step of the workflow. So if I hit save here and I go to my opt-in didn't book workflow, I can see that on day 1, I have a text message going out. On day 1, I have a call. But we know if that call doesn't get made, the next text message isn't till day 2. So maybe we'll allow 6 hours to go by on the optional step, which would make then the second SMS step, which I will not write all new sales copy in this, but let's call this second dashboard outreach SMS. Let me know. Now what this is going to read like, if I delete this delay, is it's going to send them a text message and it's going to say, hey, contact first name. I saw you just opted in for our dashboard, our case study, or whatever it is that you have people opting in for. Saw you asked for our custom dashboard. How do you currently track your metrics? Reply stop to opt out at any time. And 6 hours later, they're going to get this text message of let me know. So if we didn't call them within 6 hours, this next text message is going to go out and it's going to look like text 1, text 2, and it feels natural. It doesn't feel automated. It doesn't feel like some AI machine is sending this information over. Now, if we do make the phone call, say we send the first text message and we make that first call within 30 minutes and they don't answer, this next text is going to go out. So it's going to read text message, 30 minutes later, call notification, and then another text message. And it feels really natural. It feels like you care. It feels like you're trying to get in touch, because it's not marketing copy. You're not trying to sell them something. You're just trying to take them down the next logical path. And in this case, for an opt-in, the next logical path is someone responding to you and starting a conversation. And then I really recommend continuing to build this workflow out. Make it 20 steps long, make it 30 steps long. When you go over to this overview tab, make it show that it goes through day 30. Build the workflow to work for you. Really, you don't need any more than 5 or 6 phone calls in there, because we typically see that 90% of your leads are going to be captured in the first 5 or 6 calls. But let the workflow do the work for you. Build it all the way out with text messages, with emails. Check out this video on your screen here, an actual case study I did on a 1.0 version of a workflow and a 2.0 version of a workflow. And you can see how to look into the stats and metrics to actually make it better. Now, what I'm going to show you is how to only enroll this workflow for leads that opt in and don't book a call. So I'm inside of Zapier here. I'm going to build a new Zap, and I want to set a trigger event. Guys, I've never shown Zaps on here. This is the sauce. If you're staying and watching right now, you're learning the most that I've ever showed on this channel. Usually this is the stuff that I keep hidden. I don't want close to be my trigger step. I want ClickFunnels to be my trigger step, because that's where all of my funnels exist. And I want it to be a new contact activity. I'll connect my ClickFunnels. I want it to come from, to use that free dashboard funnel step, and then we'll do the dashboard landing page. We'll pull a test here. All right, I've got a test data set here, so I'm going to continue with the selected record. Now that I have my trigger, or this could be Webflow for you, this could be a type form. This is wherever my ClickFunnels is, wherever your top of funnel event is, that's your trigger. And then for close, here's the secret. You always go find lead first. most important. You've got to go find lead first, because if the lead exists inside of there, we might not need to do anything to it. And I'll show you how you go find lead and then create lead in this process. Then we go to action, and we always want to find. Here's a pro tip for you. Always find off of the email address. Always. Don't do anything else. And then at the bottom here, create close lead if it doesn't exist. Yes, please. Yes, please. And what am I going to create it with? You can add your status in here. I'm going to bring my leads in as potential. I'm going to create their contact name, which is right there. I'm going to add their phone number. Do I get a phone number here? Maybe on this landing page, maybe not. Let's pretend I do. And then I need to get a direct email as well. I hit continue, test step. We should get a green light here. We sure did. Now, here is something fun that we're going to do in here. Is I don't want to text leads immediately after they opt in for my stuff. I want to put a little delay on there. I want it to feel a little bit more natural. So what can we do is we can add a delay step right here. Now you can add a delay step inside of Close CRM, but you're limited to creating that delay and setting it by the hour. We can't set it by the minute. So in this Zapier step, we're going to do delay by Zapier, and I'm going to delay for, we're going to go continue, and we're going to do minutes, and we're going to delay for 14 minutes, or we're going to delay for 17 minutes. Or if you have a 30-minute VSL, maybe you're going to delay for 23 minutes. Cool. So we put in our 23-minute delay, and now we're going to come in here and we're going to find lead and close again. You're going to see why. So we found our lead. We've created our lead. If it didn't exist, it's a brand new lead inside of here. We're going to go over to another find lead step. We're going to find it based on the same email address as before. Just always find on email address. Trust me, you will not regret operating that way. We'll do test step, and we're going to figure out. Also, if you're still watching right now, trust me, I'm going to walk over the other 4 workflows, but you don't want to miss this. We're going to do a filter, and we're only going to continue if we're going to search date of call, which is a custom field that I have in my Close account. So if I look on a lead profile inside of here, on this SAM test lead that was created, I can see that I have date of call as a custom field inside here, but it doesn't exist because they didn't book a call. I typically bring in the date of call when they book a call. So I'm going to go date of call does not exist and go continue. And if this gives me a green light, which it does, because I know it does not exist, I will then do another close step to enroll a contact into a workflow. And that contact is going to be custom. It's going to be from my find lead step. And I'm going to search CONT underscore, and I'll go down to my number 4 find lead step to find my contact ID. And the workflow we just built was opt-in, didn't book. Continue, test step. Inside of your workflow, on the actual steps themselves, you're going to want to add for the send from, create, or enrolling user. I do assigned user in a custom field. So you always want to make sure your lead profiles have round robin a lead owner and assigned that lead owner. You can also add assigning a user to your workflow itself, lead owner, assign user, random user, and then you can do a user group of setters and closers if you want as well. And this Zap right here will only enroll your opt-ins, your top of funnel leads into a workflow if they didn't book a call. And that's what this step is. If they book a call, you can enroll them into another workflow, which leads me to what is my second favorite workflow to use inside of your Close CRM account: booked calls. Booked calls. For me, I've got one booked call workflow. It has a text message. It has an email inside of here. I can stack this up deeper with more text messages and more emails. But for me personally, I then use my smart view of upcoming calls that you can see over here on the left-hand side to do the further communication. But my first text message that's going out says, hey, contact first name, user here with Close Doctor. We'd love to learn more about your offer before we chat. What URL should we check out? So I just want to know a little bit more about what URL we should check out so I can do my research before I come to the appointment, because I like to prepare. If you book a call with me, you will get that text message. You will get this email. It's going to come out automatically. It'll come out with a little delay like we just showed there. But this booked call outreach, when you ask a question, when you want to start a conversation, will get you a response, and you're going to see higher show up rates. If you're looking to see higher show up rates on your book call funnel right now, check out this video on your screen on how to increase your show up rates. To enroll a lead into a book call workflow, it would look a lot like this Zap, maybe without this secondary filter. With the delay, I think the delay is great, but with a different action step. So this might be your Calendly booking or your Once Hub booking. booking that's happening top of funnel here. My third favorite workflow that is a must-have inside of your Close CRM account is going to be a workflow for your no-showed appointments. For me, I've got a text message, an email, a text message, a call, a text message, a call, a text, a text, a text, a text. It spans over, 7 days that I'm trying to get in touch with people. They'll also populate inside of my smart views if I want to do a little more nuanced follow-up with the no-show. Maybe I feel like the workflow doesn't make a ton of sense. But if you look at the workflow itself and the text message and the language that's being used, hey, contact first name, user first name here from Close Doctor, miss you at our scheduled time, is everything okay? Then it'll send them an email with a similar tone. It'll wait 4 hours. It'll send, when would you like to get rescheduled? It'll give me an optional within 1 day call to make, then sends another message. If it's easiest for you, I can send you over my calendar link. No, my calendar's hectic. It feels like conversation. It doesn't feel like, you no-show appointment workflow, like some machine, some computer is sending this to me. And that's the difference between sales copy and marketing copy. If you implement something like this, if you find a way to automate it inside of Zapier, maybe you can do a status changing to no-show. I don't recommend that. I recommend you track your no-shows in a custom activity, which I show in this video on building an 8-figure Close CRM for coaches and consultants from scratch. But yeah, you can enroll those leads automatically and then just have that workflow over the next week do its thing. You could also build this workflow to be not just 7 days, but you could build it to be 30 days. The fourth workflow I recommend you have in your CRM account is going to be an outreach campaign. So for me, every single month, I will build one campaign that I'll call May outreach, June outreach, July outreach, and I'll build it to be what is in this case 26 days long. So I know it's going to span over the whole month. I've got emails, I've got text messages, I've got a few different phone calls, and then I'll build my segment of leads. So maybe I'll go into leads here, and I'll go communication, and I'll find leads where the last communication date is before. So I'm trying to figure out who are the leads I want to enroll into this campaign, because I know I have leads that are, relevant to me right now that I have tasks on, but I just want to enroll some leads into a campaign and let a campaign do the thing. So we're going to do leads that were created before 30 days ago, or last communicated before 30 days ago. And let's make sure the total number of phone numbers is more than 0. So they have a phone number, and for their current status, let's make sure they're just potential leads or qualified leads and nothing else. So I've got 72 contacts here. I can save this as my May outreach. And then I might slice this. If you have a lot of contacts, I recommend you slice them. So you'd be coming into this filter and adding a slice. It's going to take this from 72 down to a lower number. And we'll go, this is slice 1 of 2. It's going to give me, 37 contacts. I can save this as a smart view. And then I can go 2 of 2. It'll give me 35 contacts. I can save that as an additional smart view. I can enroll 1 smart view into the campaign today. I can enroll 1 smart view into the campaign tomorrow. And now I'm not overloading my email server by sending 72 emails every single day on the same day that this campaign's happening. What do you put in an outreach campaign? You just want messages that start conversations. Remember, conversions happen in the conversations. How can we get more conversations to take place? If we look at this email, it says, what's up? I recently helped a client double their show up rates with little sales process optimization magic, like the magic we're talking about in this video right now. Are you below an 80% show rate? If you are, talk to me. Let's increase that. And then it sends a text message. Hey, contact name, it's Sam with Close Doctor. Did you happen to catch my email about increasing your show up rates? So I'm following up on the email, but the workflow is doing the work for me. Number 4, must have workflow in your CRM account is going to be outreach campaigns. If you just do them once a month, you only have to think about it once a month, and you'll find yourself putting exponentially more touch points on your leads. The last workflow I want to touch on, one of my favorites, is going to be a client check-in workflow. So we'll name it client check-in. We're actually going to turn the goal off on this one because we want this to go out on the period we want it to go out. And I'm going to say that is every 30 days, we want to send a text message to our clients. So we'll create a new SMS template inside of here, and we'll call it client check-in number 1. Notice my template names aren't anything about what's actually taking place inside of the body copy, and it has everything to do with just where it is in the workflow. So we can do, hey, insert template tag, contact first name, how have things been going? We can add this delay here, and we can do 30 days. And we know that that is going to check in on day 30. And then we can add another SMS, do a 30-minute delay or a 30-day delay, and we can check in on day 60. We can add another SMS and do a 30-day delay. And we can check in on day 90. Obviously, make your text messages vary a little bit so it doesn't feel automated. And that's the whole point here, guys, is we're trying to put more touch points on leads faster so we can book more appointments, so we can close more deals. We don't want to sound like a robot. None of this is AI. It's just smart. It's strategy. It's good sales copy. It's just smart. I hope you enjoyed this video on my top 5 workflows. To reiterate them for you, it's your opt-ins at the top of funnel. It's your booked calls. It's your outreach campaigns. It's your no-show campaigns. And then it's going to be your student or your client check-in campaigns. If you like this video, if you want to see more stuff inside of Zapier, if you want to see more in-depth tutorials on workflows like this, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know that you liked it. Let me know that you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you in the next video for more sales operator content. Thanks for coming.